police have arrested Tess, a well-known street racer and member of the crew led by Tyler in Need for Speed Unbound. My name, John Intelligence. And today we are playing with Artificial Intelligence. Today we're going to be asking this AI bot, ChatGPT, we're going to be asking it a few questions today about racing games, Need for Speed Unbound, and of course a few other things. So if you like the video, be sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this on Need for Speed or just racing games in general. But let's get right into it. So I've been playing around with the bot for a few minutes now, and all I've done so far is asked it if it wants to post up, which it didn't understand. And then I informed the chatbot that I was going to stuff a ham into a radio, in which they asked for more context. We're gonna start asking about like racing games, Need for Speed, and all that. What do you think about the BMW M3 GTR? I do not have personal feelings or opinions. I am not able to think or feel in the same way a human can. I can only. Okay. Wow. What a cop-out. I apologize, my response did not meet your expectations. You're damn right it didn't. Racing game developed by EA Black Box and published by Electronic Arts, released in November 2005. Overall, Most Wanted was well received by critics, blah, blah, blah. Commercial success for selling 16 million copies. I keep forgetting that it was that fucking many. Who is on the blacklist? The blacklist racer known as Razor likes to wear a tank top. Fashion that's not how I spell fashion. Fashion wise, do you think this is a good move? As an AI language model, I do not have personal opinions or feelings, so I cannot offer a personal opinion on whether wearing a tank top is a good fashion choice for the character Razor in Need for Speed Most Wanted 2005. Well, at least those is from Most Wanted 2005. Come up with a good name for a Need for Speed game. Let's see what it comes up with. If it even comes up with anything, it doesn't cop out. All right, here we go. Here are a few potential names for a Need for Speed game. Holy shit. Holy shit. Okay, it's like we fucking struck gold here. Here are a few ideas for potential names for a Need for Speed game. Need for Speed Street Rush, Need for Speed Night Run, Need for Speed Burnout Boulevard, Need for Speed High Octane, Need for Speed Velocity Vortex, Need for Speed Adrenaline Alley, Need for Speed Road Rage, Need for Speed Racing Rivalry. It's my favorite so far. Need for Speed Racing Rivalry. These are just some suggestions, and there are many other potential names that could be used for a Need for Speed game. Ultimately, the choice of name would depend on the specific theme and features of the game. You're not wrong. Come up with a sequel to Need for Speed Unbound. All right, I think I'm starting to get kind of like the idea of what you're supposed to do with this bot. Asking it for its opinion, it's not going to really know what the fuck to do. You kind of have to get creative. Holy shit, it loves the word unleashed. Okay, take some notes. Remember this video for whenever the next Need for Speed game gets announced. If it's Need for Speed Unleashed, Need for Speed Unleashed Power, Need for Speed Unleashed Speed, Need for Speed Unleashed Racing, Need for Speed Unlimited Power, or Need for Speed Unleashed Adrenaline. And we also have Need for Speed Unleashed Fury, Need for Speed Accelerated, Need for Speed Need for Speed Escalated, Need for Speed Escalated. Write me a quick background for Neville from Need for Speed Carbon, who posts up with Jay-Z and Joe Biden. I probably didn't ask that in the most productive way, but let's just see what it comes up with. All right, story time, everybody. Neville is a skilled street racer and a member of the crew, led by Darius in Palmont City. He is known for his sleek and powerful cars, as well as his confident and aggressive racing style. Neville is a close friend of Jay-Z and Joe Biden, and the three of them often post up together to discuss their passion for fast cars and high-stake racing. Neville is determined to rise to the top of the racing scene in Palmont City, do whatever it takes to defeat his rivals and claim victory. We struck gold, ladies and gentlemen. We struck gold. How do I spell security? What the fuck? All right, so I punched in Tyler Morgan from Need for Speed Payback tackled by security at a Philadelphia Eagles game. All right, here's a possible story about Tyler Morgan from Need for Speed Payback being tackled by security at a Philadelphia Eagles game. Doing it. Tyler Morgan was a passionate fan of the Philadelphia Eagles and a devoted player of Need for Speed Payback. He spent countless hours racing through the streets of Fortune Valley, always pushing his cars to the limit in pursuit of victory. One day, Tyler decided to attend a Philadelphia Eagles game in person. He was excited to see his favorite team in action and hoped to see them come out on top. However, things did not go as planned. As the game unfolded, Tyler became increasingly frustrated with the officiating. He thought that the refs were making terrible calls, not giving the Eagles a fair chance. In the heat of the moment, Tyler lost his cool and threw his beer onto the field in protest. Unfortunately, this caught the attention of stadium security guards that quickly converged on Tyler and tackled him to the ground. He was taken into custody and faced several consequences for his actions. In the aftermath, Tyler realized that he had let his passion for the Eagles and Need for Speed Payback get the better of him. He learned to control his emotions and channel his energy into more productive pursuits. And although he still loved the Eagles and Need for Speed, he knew to keep his excitement in check and avoid making the same mistake again. At least there's like a happy ending to that. I didn't realize it would get that deep. By the way, if you didn't know, the Link in Philly, which is where the Eagles play, the Link has a jail and a courtroom for rowdy Eagles fans, which, I mean, me being an Eagles fan, I would know are pretty fucking rowdy. Craptastic Jack was a local legend in Allentown, known for his impressive freestyle rapping skills and his love of Wawa hoagies. He spent his days posted up at the Wawa on Hamilton Boulevard, spitting fire and holding court with his friends. What? One day, Craptastic Jack was surprised to see none other than Chief Keef himself walking into the Wawa. Chief Keef was a famous rapper and one of Craptastic Jack's idols. Craptastic Jack. I'm just gonna call just CJ. CJ quickly approached Chief Keef and asked him if he wanted to grab a hoagie and chill. Chief Keef agreed. The two of them sat down at a table and started talking. They discussed their shared love of music and the hip-hop scene in Allentown. CJ was blown away by Chief Keef's talent and charisma, and he couldn't believe he was getting the chance to hang out with one of his idols. As the day went on and more people came up to them asking for photos and autographs, CJ and Chief Keef were happy to oblige and spent the rest of the day posted up at the Wawa, enjoying each other's company and spreading their love of hip-hop. It was a day that CJ would never forget. He was grateful to Chief Keef for taking the time to hang out with him and his friends. I just gave the AI a cursed template, so we're going to see what it comes up with. Straight Up Hippo and Niner Fan Gaming were two friends who had a passion for racing and love of ancient artifacts. They spent their days tearing through the streets of Rockport in their cars, competing in high-stakes races and always pushing their limits. One day, they stumbled upon a group of thieves who were selling stolen artifacts from an ancient civilization. The artifacts were said to be cursed with the spirit of an ancient deity, and they were said to grant great power to whoever possessed them. Straight Up Hippo and Niner Fan Gaming were intrigued by the artifacts and decided to buy some of them. They started selling the artifacts to other racers in Rockport, hoping to make a quick buck and gain some influence in the racing scene. However, they soon discovered that the artifacts were cursed in ways they could never have imagined. The ancient spirit began to exert its influence on them, causing them to act in unpredictable and dangerous ways. Eventually, the authorities caught wind of their illegal activities and arrested Straight Up Hippo and Niner Fan Gaming. They were sentenced to prison for their crimes, and the ancient artifacts were taken into custody. Here's a possible story about Need for Speed Unbound. In the streets of Fortune Valley, wrong city, but okay, a young street racer named Alex was making a name for himself. He had a passion for fast cars and high-stakes racing, and he was determined to rise to the top of the racing scene. Alex spent his days competing in races and building up his collection of cars. He was a skilled driver and a master of customization, able to tune and modify his cars to perfection. One day, Alex received a mysterious invitation to participate in the ultimate racing event, Need for Speed Unbound. Well, that's the name of the event. This was a secret. Need for Speed Unbound was a secret race that only the most elite drivers were invited to, and it promised to be the biggest challenge of Alex's career. Excited by the opportunity, Alex accepted the invitation and began preparing for the race. He tuned and modified his cars to the highest level, determined to give himself the best chance of victory. The race was intense and thrilling, with cars speeding through the streets and dodging obstacles at breakneck speeds. Alex gave it all, pushing his cars and skills to the limit, and in the end, he emerged victorious. He had won the Need for Speed Unbound race, and he was hailed as the greatest street racer in Fortune Valley. I was about to say who comes up with this, but like who writes this, but I'm like, wait. Lakeshore City, police have arrested Tess, a well-known street racer and member of the crew led by Tyler in Need for Speed Unbound. Damn, this fucking AI loves Need for Speed Payback. Holy hell. For stealing copper wiring from a construction site in Lakeshore City. The theft was discovered by a security guard who was patrolling the construction site. He noticed that several rolls of copper wiring had been taken from the site, alerting the police. Police arrived on scene and began investigating the theft and were able to track down Tess using surveillance footage from the construction site. She was arrested and taken into custody. Tess has been charged with theft and will face trial in Lakeshore City Court. She has a long history of criminal activity, including participation in illegal street races and other dangerous activities. The theft of copper wiring is a serious crime and can cause major disruptions to construction projects and even pose a safety hazard. All right, this is going to be our last one of the day. If you want to see more AI, Need for Speed, whatever the hell we're doing, be sure to subscribe, hit that like, hit that bell, and I definitely want to do more of these because these are fucking super fun. Residents of Lakeshore City are in shock after a street racer named Rydell was caught summoning an ancient evil to curse a rival racer named Yaz. According to witnesses, the incident occurred after Yaz stole several Rydell's cars. Rydell was furious and sought revenge. He turned to dark and forbidden magic, summoning an ancient evil spirit to curse Yaz. The curse took hold, causing Yaz to suffer strange and inexplicable symptoms. She became pale and gaunt, and her eyes glowed with an otherworldly light. She became violent and unpredictable, lashing out at anyone who came near her. The authorities were alerted to the situation and arrived at the scene. They arrested Rydell and took him into custody. He's been charged with several crimes, including summoning an ancient evil and causing harm to others. The shocking incident has raised questions about the dangers of dark magic and the consequences of using it for personal gain. You can literally come up with fucking anything with this bot. That's it for me tonight. Don't summon any ancient evils. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good night, everybody.